Right, okay, Kevin, extra time. We don't do these very often on the podcast because we are, as you know, always spoiler free. But when something exciting comes along that we just can't help but talk about, that we take the chance and have a bit of a natter about it.
Also, because this feels a bit standalone, I think that it's easier to speculate.
Yes, I think you're right. Yeah,
without ruining other storylines.
I'm very, very excited to see this. I'm really, and there's less than a week because it's going to be next Friday that it's going to be on telly. It was actually on Sunday night to Monday morning that Coronation Street put out all the press releases and everything about this 10,000th episode. We'd heard a few days before that what was going to be happening, but yeah, it sounds like it could be a quite intriguing episode. And I say that there's not just the premise, but because Coronation Street have said so little about it. Usually, with the synopses, they kind of you know what's going to happen basically through the episode, but it is. Yeah, it doesn't tell you much, although it does give away something that when I read it, it made me go, and you go, oh, didn't it?
Oh.
So this is the official synopsis for the 10,000th episode.
Yeah, so this is, if you've forgotten that we said this is spoilers and you don't want to know, you shouldn't be listening to this, okay? Because this is going to be spoiling.
In this hour-long episode, which marks the 10,000th episode of the world's longest-running soap opera, the residents of Coronation Street take a trip down memory lane as they head for Blackpool on a very special mission. Rita is surprised when a parcel arrives containing Dennis's ashes.
Oh.
That was it. That was the hour moment. And a note requesting she scatter them in Blackpool. Taking in the sad news of Dennis's death, she confides in Ken, who agrees to go with her. Deciding a day trip is something everyone would enjoy, Jenny books a coach and invites lots of the residents to join them. Amy, Audrey, Carla, Eileen, Emma, Evelyn, I thought I was going to get through them all. Gail, Jenny, Ken, Mary, Nina, Sean, Tracy, Sally, Yasmin and Rita, clutching Dennis's urn, set off for Blackpool. The trip is not without incidents, and as it starts to look as though they won't make it to Blackpool before night time, tensions rise. By the end of the trip, lives will have changed, and one resident realises the time has come to leave the cobbles for pastures new.
For pastures new.
So can we just get this Dennis Tanner thing out of the way first?
Gutted.
Absolutely gutted by that. Because, I mean, we loved Dennis when he was on the show. When he returned like 5 or so years ago.
Guinness world record breaking 43-year return.
Yeah. And it just never felt right after he left, and it's like, why did they have to get rid of him, or did he choose that? I don't know, but I always kind of held on to the idea that maybe Philip Lowry would return to Coronation Street one day.
Yeah, but because we've been watching classic Corrie, I said I really like Linda Chavesky. I looked up, Corrie blog did an interview with her, the actress who plays it. Is it Linda Cunningham, or am I making it up?
I think I don't know what the actress's name is.
Don't know. It's not her. That's not her name at all. Because her name wouldn't be Linda. She basically they said, "Oh, would you ever come back to Corrie?" And she said, "Not after what they did to my friend." Who plays Dennis, because Philip Lowry, he did not have very good experience on his exit from Corrie. So when I read that, I thought, oh, that's pants, because I'd quite like her to come back, and I'd also was kind of holding out hope that Dennis would come back. But when I read that interview, I was like, yeah, he's
back in an urn.
Yeah.
Real shame, because I've really have quite enjoyed watching him on Classic Coronation Street.
On Classic, he's such a cheeky little chap.
He's brilliant. He's got a real sparkle in his eye, hasn't he?
Yeah, and I mean, of course, the son of Elsie Tanner too.
Yeah.
Amazing. And it's sad because I guess, I mean, I don't know what he's got any kids or anything. Well, there certainly weren't.
Who, Dennis?
Yeah.
I can't remember whether he's supposed to have any kids or not.
Well, obviously not that bothered, because it's been given to Rita to scatter his ashes.
Yeah, in Blackpool for some reason.
I also like the way they're like, well, we didn't invite you to the funeral, but here's the ashes.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
We'll trust you.
Never mind.
Don't, let's not worry about that.
Yeah, like the rest of the family were like, showed up, and there's you scatter them. No, you scatter them.
I ain't going to Blackpool.
Yeah, maybe all the rest of the friends and family are down south. I can't remember.
It's too far.
I can't remember what Dennis's familial situation was. But
also,
yeah, real shame.
I don't know that you're allowed to post human remains.
Well, we don't know exactly how she receives.
You're not allowed to even post soil.
I think that maybe there's a special delivery or something.
Special delivery!
It's
Will you sign
Ashes.
for this urn, please?
It is nice that he gets a name check in the 10,000th episode.
I mean,
one of the Corrie originals.
If he's not coming back, then this is kind of the nicest possible send-off they could ever really give him.
Yeah, exactly. And they could have picked lots of other characters. I mean, this could have been Hilda, couldn't it, for
dead
example?
people to pick
Could have been Alec Gilroy. There's numerous characters that whose actors have died off screen but haven't
And
officially died in the programme.
It's strange.
But Philip Lowry's still going, so I want to know when Philip Lowry found out about
I know,
it.
I
Did he
was
find
saying
out at the
that.
weekend?
We got this info which was embargoed. So we kind of
the week before.
Unless you're on the press list for Corrie, you wouldn't have known this. So I was like, we know, and probably Philip Lowry doesn't know that his character's died.
But maybe he does.
Maybe he does. I
Maybe
know
they said,
that
"Are you sure you don't want to come back, Phil?"
In the past, people have been killed off without knowing, or they've just been told when it's been on the show, and people have gone, "Did you know you died in Coronation?"
It's like Margie Clark. I don't think she realised that Jackie was getting killed off.
No, that's
the other
true.
year, did she?
But it's nice. I mean, even though they seem to have not parted on the best of terms, him and the show, it's nice that allegedly. Well, that's what I said. It seems, didn't I? For God's sake. Did he get sued or something?
No.
Anyway, no, listen, it's nice that they still recognise that he is such a big character.
Really is.
And it is weird because he is just one of very many iconic characters. But if you recall, he is the person who carved his name onto the brickwork of number... forgotten which one it is.
Oh god, it's not number. I don't think it's number 11, is it? No, it's that's really bad. We should know. Was it on the brickwork? I thought it was on like a.
It's like on the plinth of.
Yeah. So I really hope that they've remembered that and they do something with it.
I really want Rita to just go up to it and just kind of
finger it,
touch it.
Finger his plinth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He wouldn't.
They really should. So in a way, he'll be gone, but he still lives on. He's exactly on the show, which is lovely. Yeah, but it really does set the scene for this is going to be an episode for Corrie fans, long-term Corrie watchers, which is why I'm so excited.
Also, sounds like a bit of a caper. Everybody going
doesn't it?
And such a classic thing to do as well. Get out everyone on a coach to go to Blackpool.
I mean, Corrie's got a long history with Blackpool, hasn't it?
Yes.
I mean, and what a list of characters that are going.
By everyone.
This is like... This cast list is fantastic. There's not anybody in here I don't like. Amy, or Audrey, the only one there that I think is a bit odd is Nina, and I'm thinking, why is Nina going? Considering that at the moment that she's barely even met half of these people.
And then Roy isn't going.
Roy's not going.
So
well, there's only a couple
going?
of men that are going. There's Sean. Who else is going? Ken. And Dennis, I suppose, in Ashbourne.
Bless him.
But so it really seems like it's a girls' night out or girls' day out, which again is perfect for Coronation Street, which has always been based on strong matriarchal kind of roles.
Do you think they're going to have a sing-song on the coach?
I hope they do.
Do you think that Rita's going to lead
There
everyone
can't be a coach to Rita without there being a sing-song on there.
Somebody's going to have a comical bag of boiled sweets that they pass around. Probably Mary.
I wonder how much of it will be filmed on the coach, because I know that they have done some filming in Blackpool, so they do reach there.
Really? It sounds to me like they don't get there at all.
Yeah, no, apparently they do. But to be honest, I don't know whether I'd want a whole episode set on a coach.
I wouldn't mind it.
Although I suppose that, I think it could be good, couldn't it? I mean,
save money on a location filming.
Yeah, save it up for the
60th
anniversary.
we know other things that happen. I don't know if we're going to.
Oh yeah, it's fine. We can, because Coronation Street blog posted about it the other day as well. So they end up in a country pub somewhere, don't they? Which was there's some photos that were put online a while ago.
I can't remember the name of the pub.
No, I don't remember
but
either.
They published all the photos of all the stars, which was before I think they were supposed to.
Yeah.
But also, we know that these aren't the only people going, and I don't know if that's a spoiler.
No, it's fine. Well, I don't know whether they are or not. The only thing is that we saw on the photos that they released on Monday morning, Claudia was on it, wasn't she?
Claudia looks like maybe she just doesn't go on the coach and she goes, buggered this, I'm not going.
I mean, Claudia would fit in with all of these characters, doesn't she?
Well, Ken's going, of course, so I could see why Claudia would go.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder who is going to be the resident that's going to realise that the time has come to leave the cobbles for pastures new.
Well, we had a massive conversation about who it can be, and then when I saw the photos and I saw Claudia was there, I was like, it's Claudia.
Do you think?
Well, I'm always torn when I'm trying to decide things like this between Picking the correct one and being in denial about a character that I
and
really
I'd
like,
be in
who I
denial
don't
about
want to
pretty
leave.
much all of these.
This
I don't want any of these to leave.
That's my point, Michael. That's why I said I'm looking through this list going, oh gosh, well, it's not going to be Jenny, it's not going to be Evelyn, but really
It could be,
but I just don't I really don't want it to be. And if anyone of this list is going to go, I guess Claudia, even though she's not on this list, makes the most sense to me, because she's not embroiled in a storyline currently, and I can see her going, why am I still here?
Imagine the letdown if the person who decides they're going to leave is Nina, and that's why that they put Molly on the... So you could be on the 10,000th episode, but I'm going to have to let you go, sorry.
Also, I'm wrong, but I do remember
I don't know whether Blackpool is a place for goths, really. It's probably a bit too, bright and colourful for them.
Bright and colourful, isn't it? Just this time of year, a bit gothic, weather-wise.
Yeah, but, the illuminations and things. I can't see Nina get, what do they do in Blackpool? Taking a turn on the ballroom or hooking out ducks on the pier.
No, I think I don't think that she's a glum goth. I think she's just very game for anything. I think she'd quite like the ballroom.
Looking at that list, honestly, I don't know. I mean, Rita's a possibility, because I'd almost... I mean, Barbara Knox is a lifer, isn't she? She's going to be in it as long as she wants to be. But there are some of the longer...
I don't know what you're saying.
I just want to say older cast members that like Betty kind of peter out, and then they don't die on screen, or they don't have a proper on-screen exit. And maybe I'd rather Rita to have an actual on-screen exit than just dwindle away, and then we don't see her, and then we hear that she's died off screen.
I mean, also perhaps the point to make here is that it just says one resident realises the time has come to leave the cobbles for Parsonage Newton. Doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to leave, or that they're going to leave immediately.
I know, exactly.
So I was trying to say something earlier and you interrupted me, and that was that Claudia, I think that I remember when we were talking about her previously, her contract had run from August to August. So it does make sense that it would be coming to an end in the summer, and they could set...
It feels like it's a bit long away, I don't know.
I know it does feel like it's a long time away, but...
now that they've teased this, what I don't want to happen is for somebody to decide that they're going to leave just for the drama and then back out of it. They've got to have the courage of their convictions and boot one of these characters. Or, I mean, it is a classic Corrie move, whodunit move, to give you your line-up, and then actually it's none of them. I'm thinking about the Who Killed Frank Foster, for example. But I'm torn between, do I actually want that?
I'm only just saying this because, like I said... It could be that they all line up and Claudia's going to go, and she says, there's no room for me on the coach, or Nina says, I want to go instead.
Maybe.
And then she doesn't actually go, and so it's not her on this list. But, Amy, I don't see why they would get rid of Amy. Where would she go? She's too young. Yeah. Audrey, I don't really want her to leave, because I feel like the Platts need her in there, because Gail's useless.
Also, I'm trying to think of what would there be in Blackpool for these people.
I know, yeah. Gail, I don't think Gail's going to go, because she
needs her family too much, and they need her.
I also hate to say this, I don't think anyone would miss her right now, and I think a character like Gail, if you want to get rid of her, you build her up before you get rid of her, out of respect for the character.
Yeah.
Carla, another one who has had a massive fan base and huge, storylines, and has just beaten out to nothing, pardon the pun. So why get rid of her now? And there's not enough build up to her character to make everyone to go, wow, she's leaving on the 10,000th episode. Eileen's possible, but only because of this list of people. She's the one that I'm like, well, I don't mind losing her.
Here's a theory. What if Jan is now living in Blackpool, and then when they go there, they meet? And he would be enough to persuade her to move away from Coronation Street.
And I would actually quite like that, because...
That'd be quite sweet.
Like I said, I'm not too fussed on Eileen, only because she's not been in it for so long.
I like Eileen.
I like her, but, if they said, well, she's not going to be in it anymore, I'd go, okay, well, she hasn't been in it anyway. So, yeah. But if she went off with Jan... Oh, that would be quite romantic.
That would be lovely. Another romantic Blackpool moment to rival the Tyrone and Maria scene.
They're not getting rid of Emma.
No, absolutely
They're not getting rid of Evelyn.
They could do.
If they get rid of Jenny, I'll be absolutely shocked. Ken has surely got to stay in till the 60th anniversary, just for continuity purposes. Mary, why?
I mean,
But
she could do.
I can imagine
because
Mary deciding she's going to stay and be a psychic.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to
Really?
say. That she can find something odd to do up there. And she would or work at the Tower Ballroom or something like that. I can see Blackpool being the place for Mary.
Nina,
get a camper van back and set up as
Gypsy Rose.
Yeah,
Nina's not been in it for long enough.
Blackpool, Sean, he could. He'd be another one that lots of people, I think, wouldn't be sad to see go. I like Sean. I think Sean's great.
I feel like we're coming at it
caller
from the angle of who do I not mind losing. Coronation Street's not putting this list together of people to get rid of one of them for the least impact. They're going to go for the one that's going to affect you the most. So Tracy's not going to go because she's in a storyline with Steve that won't be resolved. Same with Sally and him. Same with Yasmin.
Well, I found it interesting that Yasmin's even going.
I know.
Because as things stand at the moment, Jeff would not let her go on this trip, would he? The whole thing about the story is he's trying to stop her and keep her in the house.
I think he'd let her and then make her pay for it later.
You think?
Yeah, and Rita...
She's not going to sneak out and get on the bus or anything.
Rita, the final person, is, I think, possible because... here's another spoiler. When they had the Christmas episode and Rita got stuck under the tree and nearly died of being lonely, there was an article that we both read, which was about 10 things that are set up for 2020 in the Coronation in the Christmas Day episode, and one of them was Rita's story's not over.
Yeah,
and it has been over up until this point because we've all been watching going, oh, she seems fine now, she seems to have got over herself. But having an urn with one of her dear friends in it, having that turn up and then having her realise that this could be her in 5 years time, 10 years time, 15 years time, whatever.
Absolutely.
And having nobody but some rando to scatter your ashes who didn't even get invited to the funeral might make her think, well, maybe I'll just bugger off and start again.
Yeah. I was always wondering, I have been wondering for a few months, like, what is there the possibility of Thelma Barlow coming back for this as well, particularly when they showed the country pub, and I was thinking, are they going to take a trip up to the Lake Districts and finally we get to see Mavis's B&B? It doesn't look like it's going that way now, but there's still the possibility that she's going to meet up with Mavis or
Seems
something.
Seems like a bit too much plot for one episode.
I'm thinking no for that now, but it's possible.
I think this episode's more about nostalgia with what you got rather than introducing old characters.
I know what you mean.
Which would be another way of doing it.
Yeah. I'm hoping for lots of great character-driven scenes, lots of really tight scripts. I'm hoping for comedy, but not too forced. I'm glad that Gemma's not going on this boat, I'll tell you that.
It's
the boat is called a coach.
You don't have to go by boat to Blackpool from Manchester.
Just get in the canal, point yourself northwest and wait a few weeks. So very exciting stuff. Very excited to watch it next week, and I just hope that we're not disappointed in episode 403, because if this is a letdown,
doesn't bode well for the 60th.
It
No
doesn't.
pressure.
It doesn't, and it's it could
why
be.
are you moaning? It's going to be great.
Could be really, really good.
But don't listen.
Fingers
Don't
crossed.
set your expectations to a reasonable standard.
I know that's a problem. I'm going to get myself worked up for it. What I don't know is if they've had any press screening days or anything, because that was the thing when they announced this and then they had the plot synopsis very vague. I was thinking, I hope that the press don't get invited to go along and watch it, and then they go and blab. But so far, so good. I mean, it could still be, I guess, that there's something, early next week. Please, 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 anybody that knows what happens, keep it under your hat. I want to know no more until I watch it, because
We've already spoiled quite a lot, I think. But if you didn't want to spoil it, you shouldn't have listened to this.
It's such a rare thing that you go into a Coronation Street episode not really knowing more than what potentially could happen in the first 5 minutes, because it basically, she gets the ashes, they get on the bus. We don't know much after that, apart from somebody decides not to.
We know that lives will change, and that doesn't really gel that well with the idea of a comedy nostalgia episode of how are lives going to change?
I don't know.
On a coach to Blackpool?
I really, really don't know. Maybe Ken makes a pass at Gale or something, and they get married.
And everyone watching's lives change forever, and they can never
unsee
Never
what goes on
unsee.
the back seats.
Oh.
Well,
And
we've
that's
only
why
got
Claudia leaves.
yeah. There we go. I think you figured it out. Well, we've got less than a week to find out about that now. So
Less than a week to wait.
look, really look forward to it. Honestly,
Looking really forward to it.
that is the end of this week's podcast. Hope you enjoyed listening to it, everybody. Hope you all enjoy the 60th, not the 60th, the 10,000th episode. I don't even know what we're talking about next week.
Some have said that already.
Write in and let us know what you think. Once it's been on, if you send us your thoughts, we'll be able to read them out on next Friday's podcast as well.
How about that? Famous.
Set a reminder.
Right.
That's it. You ready to finish?
Yeah.
Been ready to finish. See you, everybody.